Hello bestie, I welcome you all back to my channel. I am Aisha. It's been a while I upload sewing tutorial. Thank God for his mercy and grace. In this video you will learn how to draft a dartless corset and how to encase your boning, which is the third part of this video. If you have not watched the first and second part of this video, you are missing, because in the first part of this video, you will learn how to draft structure cup of any bust size and how to cut it in details. In the second part, I will be showing you the material to use for a perfect structure cup and how to sew it in details. So it's very important you watch the first part and the second part of this video before diving into this third part. If you are new to my channel, click on the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Stay tuned till the end of the tutorial. I will be drafting it on this pattern paper first. You take your length measurement. I have 24 inches. I'm okay with the length. I will be taking the shoulder measurement. You divide your shoulder by 2. You come down for the armhole length, the length of your armhole. You take your armhole length this way. At this side, you take your shoulder measurement and draw it up this way. You create your armhole length this way, you can see. For the length measurement, I'm making use of 10.5 for the bust length. For the under bust, I make use of 14 inches for the under bust. I make use of 17 inches for the waist length. You make it a straight line. You take all these measurements on your client. The bust length, under bust, the waist length, and the full length. For you to get a perfect bust circumference for corset, you minus 3 inches from your bust circumference and divide whatever left by 4, because we need to tighten it to hold the bust. Same measurement on the chest and the bust line. The chest line, bust line, under bust, waist line, and the full length. At the waist, we need to cinch it at the waist. You minus the measurement you will use in cinching it from the waist circumference. Assuming your waist is 35, you minus 3 or 4 inches from your waist for the cinching, and you divide whatever left by 4 for you to get the waist measurement. At the full length, you make use of the hip measurement. You divide your hip by 4 and you shape it at the side this way. This is it. I will be taking the neck circumference. For the width of the neck, I will be making use of 2.5. And for the depth of the neck, I will be making use of 3 inches. You use your French curve to give it a round shape. I'll come down by 1 inch at the armhole length for us to create our shoulder slope. You connect it to the neck this way. Whatever left here, you divide it by 2 for the midpoint of the armhole. That's the midpoint of the armhole. I'll be going inward by 1 inch. This is the front. For us to create the front armhole, you use your French curve to create it this way. I will be taking the bust palm on all the lines. You divide your bust palm into 2. For mine, I have 8 inches. I divide it into 2. I have 4. You take it on all the lines to the full length and you straighten it this way. You pick your bra cup and place it at the under bust line. That's the under bust. Make sure the line in between the cup with the bust palm line is equal. You can see where the line on the cup is, the joining on the cup at that center. Place it on the bust palm on this pattern paper. At the point where the cup stop from the center, you go inward by ½ inch. You can see from that center you go inward by ½ inch and straighten it to meet the bust line. You can see you go inward by ½ inch, and you can decide not to go inward if you don't want your cup to have space in between. If you don't want your cup to have space in between, you can decide not to go inward by ½ inch. You just place it at that center point. I'll give it a curve shape. You follow the shape on the cup to give it a curve shape all round. When shaping it, don't touch the cup, just shape it all round. You can see the way I'm holding it. You come to the down part and place your finger at the tips and you shape it round this way. You indicate where the cup stop at the side. You remove it and use your color pencil to shape it clearly. This is it. Now we need to add the joining allowance to it. That's ½ inch. You add your ½ inch to it this way all round. Don't forget to do that. It's very important. You add your ½ inch to it all round. That's the joining allowance you will use in joining the cup to the main body. This is where the cup stop at the side. You shape it to the side this way. You can see. I'll come to the hip. I'll be adding 1 inch to it at the hip for the shape to come out well. You add 1 inch to it and shape it this way. I'm done with the drafting of the front. For the back, you take your length measurement. The waist length I'm using is 17 inches and the bust length is 10.5. You make it a straight line. You don't need the under bust at the back. This is the center back. You straight it up this way. I will be taking the shoulder measurement at this upper part, same way we did at the front. You divide your shoulder by 2. I'll be coming down for the armhole length. You divide your shoulder by 2 here also, and you straighten it up for us to create our armhole length. You can see. I will be taking the circumference measurements, same way we did at the front. You take your circumference measurement this way. At the full length, you take your hip measurement and add the 1 inch for the shape at the side to it, same way we did at the front. You shape it at the side this way. For the neck, I'm making use of same width as the front and 1 inch for the depth at the back neck. You use your French curve to curve it this way. This is the neck for the back. I'll be coming down by 1 inch at the armhole length to create our shoulder slope. You connect it this way. Whatever left here, you divide it by 2. That's the midpoint of the armhole. You use your French curve to curve it this way. This is the back armhole. I will be taking the length of the yoke. You take the length of your yoke this way. You be the one to determine the length you want. You can decide to use 9 inches or 10 inches. At the side of the corset, you straighten it from the front side to the back side this way. You connect it this way because both sides must be equal, the front and the back. For the depth, I decide to use 9.5. You shape it from that side. You can see from the side of the back. You shape it to meet where your yoke stop. Where the yoke stop. You can give it a curve shape or you make it straight from the side. If I'm making use of 10 inches, that means it will be straight. I decide to use 10 inches. Whichever way you want it, make sure you connect it to the side. For the lacing at the center back, I'll come to the upper part here. I will remove 1.5 inch. Depending on how wide you want it, you can decide to use 2 inches or 3 inches, depending on how wide you want it. And at this down, I decide to use 1 inch at this down part. You shape it this way. These are the inches that will be removed at the center back for us to lace it. You use your color pencil to indicate your eyelet hole. This is where the hole will be. This side is going out. We don't need it. We'll be cutting it out. For us to create keyhole on the yoke, from this side, you take 5.5 from the side. And from where the depth of the neck stop, you take the inches, whatever inches you want, how deep you want it. You can decide not to make yours this open. This way, you can bring it down depending on how you want it. And from the side where the 5.5 stop, you connect it to give it curve shape this way. This is the yoke and this is the down part. I'll be cutting it out. Corset is not hard. If you can follow the principle, you will get it right. This pattern can be placed on any choice of your fabric. But for this tutorial, we are making use of mesh net. You cut the keyhole this way, you can see. You don't need this. This is the back, the yoke and the down part. For the front, you cut it out this way. I'll be cutting out the neck. You cut it from the center front this way with the joining allowance to the side. You can see. This is the yoke for the front. Keep the front and the back yoke. Don't trash it. We are still going to make use of it. This is the back and this is the front. This is the cup. You can see. I will be cutting it with the mesh net. At the back, there will be modesty panel at the center back. I will be cutting 3 pieces of this. 3 pieces of the front and 3 pieces of the back with this net. You fold your net this way. Make sure everything is laid. For the modesty panel at the center back, I will measure 2.5 inch at the upper part and at the down part at the center back. 2.5 inch. You straighten it. That's the modesty panel. We'll use this crepe material for the modesty panel. This is the center front. The center front is on fold. I will place it this way. You place your pattern on it this way. I'm using the other side of the pattern because the way I place my fabric, that's why I'm using the back of the pattern. I will be cutting 2 pieces of this first. You add a 0.75 to it for the joining allowance is 0.75. Don't use ½ inch. This is net. Add a 0.75 to it all round. This cup side, we've added the necessary allowance to it when cutting the pattern. You don't need to add any inches to the cup. You can see you add to other side of it, but the cup you don't need to add to it. This is it. I have 2 pieces of this. I will be cutting another 1 pieces, making 3 pieces. Make use of your pin when cutting. You use your pin to hold it together. This is the back. You add the 0.75 to it all round. Note, this is net. You don't need to cut out the modesty panel from the pattern. You leave it this way and place the pattern on the net. You cut it out, add a 0.75 to it all round this way. But if you are using the normal fabric like crepe and other material, you cut out the modesty panel separate and join it to the main body later. This is it. I've cut 2 pieces of each. I will still need to cut 1 more pieces. That's very important. For the casing of the boning, I'll be cutting out the material we use in covering the boning. You fold it this way. I'll be making use of 2 inches. You measure 2 inches and cut it out. I will split it into 2. You know this is on fold. You cut as many as you want. It's 2 inches wide. This is it. I've encased this boning. You can see. I'll be showing you how to do that. I'm making use of 6mm regional boning. You place your boning on it this way. You fold the fabric on it and sew it downward at the tip. And later you fold it back the other side. You can see. You fold it on it this way and place your sewing at the tip. Make sure you are using a matching thread and your sewing is straight. You place sewing on it downward. You hold it firm and place your sewing on it. This is it. I'll be folding it from the other side. You fold it from the other side this way. And place sewing on it. Make sure your sewing is neat and straight. I'm done with the sewing. For this, I've ironed it. You can see that is straight. For this, I've not. You will need to iron it. You give it a nice press so that by the time you are placing it on the mesh net, it will be straight. That's very important. You iron it before placing it on your mesh net. This is the outcome. You can see how straight it is. It's very important you iron it. This is the end of this tutorial. In my next tutorial, I'll be showing you how to sew your transparent corset. You'll be learning the full details on how to sew it. Give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends. If you are new to my channel, click on the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Watch out for my next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye.